WWE Night of Champions is right around the corner. But is there drama in paradise? Who knows? Some crazy things going on in this world.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. Welcome to the Wrestling Council. I'm your host, Comic Bob. You know, is my good friend Hollywood Frank.
HW in the house, baby.
You can catch us here every Tuesday. Well, most Tuesdays. Been a rough couple of weeks, man. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, talking about all news and wrestling. You also follow us on social media. Scroll below. It's also in the description. And who do we have here? Stephen Pinu. Stephen Pinu.
That's right. If you need to sue,
Stephen Pinu. What's up, Johnny?
the
Crazy world we live in. Crazy.
not a dough. Not one dough.
But
How's life down under, Johnny?
Yeah. Down under. What do you think he's Australian?
Yeah.
I feel under. We feel under, all right.
He's
Not
down
good.
under us.
Not good. Not good.
How's life on the farm?
Still checking for snakes every time I walk outside.
Yeah, you can sell my ticket on that crap, man. I'm out. Done. But I appreciate being here, man. Hopefully we'll have some fun. All right, well, quick here. Got a couple of, like I said, hail the Wrestling Council. Let's get funky like a monkey daddy. Yes, sir. Hail to you, man. Big Daddy was here and said, hey, yo, Big Daddy.
Hey, yo.
Let's give Big Daddy a follow. Did a really cool, gave his impression of what Night of Champions is going to be like. A lot of good stuff over there, man. So give him a follow. Yeah, drop an elbow on that like button. Yes, sir. Leg kick. Hail, Guardian of Chaos. What's up, man? Maldacito. What's up, people? What's up, Maldacito?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up? But yeah, a lot happened in the last couple of weeks in the world of wrestling. We did obviously we weren't able to do the show because of things that were happening. We tried to do some makeup things. Like I said, I talked to Chris Jugg this week and got a picture with Kelly. Cool, man. Yeah, you said you were going to a special event, so that's pretty sweet.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Big Daddy said thanks for Rob. No problem, Big Daddy. We appreciate you, man. You're always shouting us out. Least we can do is the same, man.
Hopefully you told Chris Jericho there's a better learning tree than him out there right now.
Hell yeah, man. Tell him there's going to be a grudge match here soon. The OG learning tree.
Yeah.
Going to drop some knowledge on old Chris Jericho. But let's see here. Just looking at something real quick here. But yeah, so like I said, interesting week. Not just in wrestling, but in the world. Hopefully everybody's safe and everybody's doing well. And
Nobody's safe.
it seems like it, man. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, we got the heat wave up here in the Sea-Town area.
I didn't find Bret Hart or Paul White. Dude, how can you miss Paul White? The dude's like 7 foot plus. You're gonna miss Paul White?
Yeah.
Jeez, man, you could see that guy from the parking lot. But yeah, man, we got a lot going on. Obviously, Night of Champions is coming up, and its location is causing some issues. Some people are talking. And we'll get into that. Before we do that, get into a little our favorite segment, a little something we call the good, the bad, and the ugly. It is an even number, so it is your boy going first. He lost. He didn't lose that, dude. That guy could lose a half a foot and he'd still be easy to find. Okay. My GBU this week. All right. Two things. Promos, man. We got some awesome promos this week. John Cena giving his reverse pipe bomb, which some people are actually coming out and saying was better than the original pipe bomb. Probably the best. Probably the. I knew that was going to get a rise out of you. You don't think so?
No, he wasn't better. No, not at all.
I thought it was awesome. It's probably about the best thing he's done since he turned heel. And definitely put a lot more character into what he was doing, which was very sorely needed. Yeah. But I thought it was a great Hangman Adam Page at AEW's Grand Slam Mexico. Got over with the crowd, super over with the crowd, cutting his promo in Spanish. I think both companies killed it as far as promos are concerned this week. I think that they really went above and beyond. So really good promo work. Also, just for your boy, the return of the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi, made his return to AEW after a very long time dealing with several injuries and other personal issues. It's good to see him. He looked like he was in great shape. Clearly had some ring rust. You can't be out that long without losing a step. Hopefully he'll get it back. Kota Ibushi is like one of my favorites from New Japan, and would really like to see him and Kenny Omega have one last run together as a tag team. Because they were great. But that was my good. My bad. More injuries, as well as injury updates. Malacito said, the good, Grand Slam Mexico, the bad, more injuries, the ugly, that spear to Penta, he ain't gonna poop right for a week. Yeah, dude, I got thoughts on that match. Yeah, Ibushi, he did. He looked a lot healthier and then like in a lot better shape than he was the last time we saw him, which is good because he guy's been dealing with some serious injuries. But speaking of injuries, El Phantasmo is one of my favorites in New Japan. Really talented guy. He's dealing with a knee injury. He's out for the next couple of weeks at least. Chad Gable also has been pulled due to an undisclosed injury. Hopefully it's not too severe, but because that sucks, because that's another one of my boys, man. Like I said, Chad Gable's a guy I feel like is woefully underutilized. Even though, they've been doing that angle with him with the luchadors, but this is a guy that I feel like, has huge upside. Yeah. But unfortunate that he's dealing with an injury. Like I said, hopefully it's not too severe. And then Buddy Matthews did an injury update, and it wasn't good. He came out and said that the ankle injury he suffered is just not healing properly, and still has no mobility on it, still can't move it very well. And at this point, he's saying he's starting to think it might be chronic, which is very, very bad. Hopefully, eventually he'll be able to get himself back together and get himself in the ring, because he's another guy that I feel is like just has huge upside. Buddy Murphy's he's an amazingly talented guy. So hopefully, as even though the prognosis wasn't great, he'll be back before too long and get back in the ring and start doing some banger matches. So that's my bad. And then the ugly, WWE employee stuck in Qatar as Saudi Arabia halts civilian air traffic. This ties into the top subject that we're talking about. Obviously, the turmoil in the Middle East between Israel and Iran and the United States, causing some concern. causing Saudi Arabia to shut down civilian air traffic. It's not the same as the situation that happened a few years ago in Saudi Arabia. It's completely different, but from my understanding is it was just done as a precaution, but it's got people concerned. It definitely got people talking, and we'll definitely talk more about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is not a good situation to be in regardless. You don't want to see the world fall into a state of war. So, but that's my.
Sorry, you're breaking up there. What'd you say?
I said that's my GBU. What you got, brother?
My good, the banger of a match for the main event last night.
I was good.
Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. I said last week I thought it was going to be a better matchup, paying who won it than now the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I think Uso versus Rhodes should have been the main event. I know you want SmackDown versus Raw, but whatever. I would have liked to have seen these two guys going at it for the King of the Ring finals, but those guys trading each other's finishers, and then the only issue I have with it is Cody Rhodes not really 100% selling the multiple moves that Jay put on him before the Cody cutter off the top rope.
Yeah, it pulled it out of the immersion a little bit, but still, it was such a good match though. That's probably the best match Jay has had since Royal Rumble.
And it's matches like that you want to see out of your world champion.
Yeah.
You don't have to see him all the time, but more times than not. And that's what would help get Uso over as a legit champion.
Yeah. I definitely think if they had more matches like that, and the only thing that would have made it better is if they had a longer build up.
Yeah.
Because they only had the 1 week and that was it. So I think if they had a little bit longer build up, and the thing is if rumor has it, then what they're saying about Cody is true, and what Cody himself is saying is true, we may see more of this. So remains to be seen, but we'll talk about that later.
And heel turn could be coming.
Yep. Very possible.
Yeah, I would not, as you said, I would not put it beyond the realm of possibility that there's a double switch near the end of the year with John Cena and Cody Rhodes.
Nope. Especially the way that they responded to Cena's his reverse pipe bomb promo, dude. Man, they reacted that. I mean, it was totally a heel promo. They reacted to that like the biggest babyface in the world.
They did, and Cody wins the King of the Ring, and they put him versus Cena at SummerSlam. You're gonna get, like you did, you're gonna get the cheers for Cena and the boos for Cody.
Yep. And I'm for, dude. And like I said, I'm all for it, man. I've been a huge fan of heel Cody. Like the WWE fans, like I understand that Cody is still super over as a babyface. Totally get it. Sells a lot of merch. The people in WWE that do not know Cody's run as a heel in Ring of Honor and New Japan, you do not know what you're missing. You don't know what's coming for you. Cody Rhodes, heel Cody Rhodes is one of the best heels in the business. Hands down, bar none.
Yeah.
So
I don't think they want to pull. I don't think WWE wants to pull the trigger on that at SummerSlam, but they might not have much choice.
Yeah,
depending on how the fans react to it.
If they're paying attention the way that they seem to have been, like with the pivot with R-Truth, Ron Killings, and all this stuff, they might have their hand forced.
Yeah. And then the bad, Rikishi, I know it's your son and I know it's your daughter-in-law, but dude, come on.
Take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath.
It's getting a little ridiculous. I mean, look, he's a dad. I get it.
He is.
He's a dad.
He's a dad. He's a father-in-law. He's all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally get it. But demanding people be fired and, all this crazy stuff. Take a breath.
He is going to lose his shit when Naomi is the first female to not cash in the money.
To not win when they cash it in?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And that's totally going to happen. Whether you like it or not, whether you think it should or not, it's going to happen. They're laying the groundwork for it already. So
she's going to be the first woman to fail to cash in that Money in the Bank and come out victorious.
Yep. And like I said, it's not a matter of whether you think it's right or wrong. It's a matter of the way WWE have been set it up. Big Daddy says it's a work. He says it's a work. Trust me, it's a work. Oh, he's talking about the Rikishi stuff.
Yeah.
All for their exposure and to stay relevant. I wouldn't be surprised, because here's the thing. Rikishi has shown he's not stupid.
No.
Okay. He's been in the business for a really, really long time. Smart guy, really over. I get it. It may be a work with a little bit of shoot on top of it, because, like I said, he might be leaning into the dad thing a little bit. Oh, hell yeah, dude, man. Like I said, you take all the branches of that family and put them all together. You could, I mean, and they already had their own company, but you could legitimately build a top-notch first-rate company just out of that family.
Yeah.
So
it
ain't no game, man.
And my ugly is the story we're gonna be talking about is this whole Saudi Arabia thing.
A lot going on, man.
They had to make their decision by tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
If they're going to actually go over, because they're flying out tomorrow if they're going to do it. So
right. And I'm 90% sure they're going.
Yeah.
There's a small chance that they might not. I think we'll talk about it more.
If you're a wrestler who's on the fence whether you want to go there or not, hopefully WWE doesn't hold it against them if they say no, I don't want to go.
Right. And it doesn't seem like that's happening, because I think that's the reason why Dom Mysterio's match was pulled. Because I think he said he was uncomfortable going or something like that. Because I don't think his injury is legitimate.
Yeah, no. He is not legitimately hurt.
Right.
But hey, you know what? Gives a chance for some other guys to step up. But
yeah.
And is it Saturday for that? So we got to make our predictions for that today too.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. Like I figured we'll talk about our take on the situation, for 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll give our predictions.
And these boys, me and this guy over here, we are planning on doing a live react to All In on July 12th. So,
yarp.
That's 3.5 weeks away. So, come and join us for that.
Yep. We got to figure out which WWE pay-per-view we're going to do too. We got to do at least one this year.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right, guys. Johnny, you got anything you want to add, man, for your GBU?
I would just like Moxley to fix my retirement money too.
Okay, man. Big Day said, my ugly is the talent spreading their personal agenda on our entertainment time. Don't like it. They're not getting paid for personal beliefs, ownership. Like these guys do whatever they want. Yeah, I get it. And it's one of those things. My personal take on it is, you're working for a business and you're representing that business, so you might want to think twice about things. But at the same time, we also see like, one take is allowed and the other one isn't. And I always had that, the belief, like either believe in freedom of speech or you don't. If you allow one take, you have to allow the other, and if you're not, you're being a hypocrite. But at the same time, you're a talent. You're representing a company. That company is public. You're opening that company up to retaliation for your statement.
Well, let's be real. No one's looking to wrestlers for their political opinions. So
That's true.
how about
I
you
mean,
guys?
I agree. But what were we gonna say,
All
Frank?
we're gonna do, all we're gonna do is make people mad.
Yeah,
You're
Yeah.
not gonna change anyone's mind.
it's the same thing with not just this. It's also with basketball and things like that. Yeah, I don't. I'm there to be entertained, LeBron James. I don't care about your political opinions,
Yeah.
be it the NBA, the wannabe NBA, the WNBA, soccer, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
you're there to entertain me. I don't want to be dragged down to your bullshit.
Yeah,
then-
and it's just like kind of like when what's it, Ricky Gervais when he was emceeing the Academy Awards and then never asked him to do it again because he basically was like, nobody cares about your statement, nobody cares about your thing. Just come up here, accept your little award, and shut the hell up.
and also this petty with WWE TKO with Happy Gilmore 2 coming out on Netflix because MJF is Happy Gilmore's son. Oh no, we can't show it.
Yeah, that
Can't
was
show MJF on WWE TV on Raw. No, can't do that. Come on.
if Joanna Man ain't playing, I ain't watching NBA. Oh my god. But yeah, I get it. I agree. I get it. We get bombarded with enough of this shit. We don't need more. But that's just my take on it. But all righty. That's our GBU, guys. And we will definitely be looking into all the, like keep an eye on that. You guys go ahead and share your GBUs after the video posts up here, and we will take a look at them. Okay, so obviously because of the situation in the world today, especially over there in the Middle East, there are people that are concerned about WWE running a show in Riyadh, which is right there in between the two parties that are going at it. And because of the situation that occurred the other day and the fact that Saudi Arabia did shut down civilian travel and several WWE executives were actually trapped there for quite a while before they were allowed to move on. And you just keep saying stuff like that, dude, and you'll completely derail it. By the way, Mal, make sure you're being safe on the way going home, brother. Appreciate it. I want you to make it home. But it's got some people, quite a few people, that are concerned about talent going over there and being put into danger. And they're making it very vocal about that. Big Daddy said, I get concerned, but they ran in Iraq and Afghanistan during wars. Yeah, and I'm going to get on that too, because that's kind of where my thought process is. So, and I understand the situation because, they did fire, Iran did fire missiles into the U.S. Or towards the U.S. base in Qatar. So that is going into Saudi airspace. I get it. Here's the thing. Like Big Daddy just said, they ran back when the Gulf War, when the second Gulf War was going on, they were running shows in Iraq. They were running shows. I think they did like back when the first, if I'm not mistaken, I think during the first Gulf War, they ran a show in Kuwait, didn't they?
I think so.
So they were running shows into war zones, into legitimate war zones. Saudi Arabia is not a war zone. Saudi Arabia is kind of, it's in the middle. It's in between the two countries. But I don't think there's much of a chance of any kind of military action actually getting anywhere near around where the show's going to be at. Now, given the situation that's been going on, could there be something that's not related to that? That's related to this situation, but not part of this, like, that situation that happened in France where you had at that music festival where you had like 160 people got attacked with syringes, and because of a big political statement about that thing. I think that's more of a concern than there being military action there.
Right.
I would say, especially considering how much press these kinds of these protests are getting and stuff like that, I'd be more concerned about something like that happening than them getting hit by a stray missile. So on that front, I can understand the concern, but at the same time, they've run shows in worse situations in the past. So I don't think they're going to be calling this off. I don't think they should. I think you just do everything you can to make sure that everybody's safe, and you just go about your business because, that's the way it works in the world. You can't hide from the world.
No.
I don't know what you guys think, but that's right. That's kind of my take on the situation. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't, like you said, you can't hide. When I went overseas for vacation, be like, oh my God, yeah, the thing's going up. You know what? If I give in to what's going on in other countries over there, I'm giving in to the terrorists.
Yeah.
Go on vacation, go have fun. Like, if you're concerned about that, don't go. But you know what? Don't cancel it just because they could have gone over there. They could have been last week. They could go and postpone it for another month. You don't know that you go over there that something can't happen while you're over there.
And considering the region, it's something can happen there at any time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like right now, things really are kind of chaotic. But as far as like the whole thing of the terrorist win or something like that, I think it's less about that and more about you can't live your life like that. You can't, if you're going to go through your existence being concerned about every single thing that could possibly happen, you're never going to do anything.
No.
You know what I mean? And we know for certain. I mean, the Saudi government is going to do everything they possibly can to make sure that this is as safe as possible. Okay, they want the WWE there. Like literally, the whole reason this show is happening is because of this massive deal that they made with WWE. They want these shows to happen, and they want these people to come there and feel safe. So they're going to pull out all the friggin' stops to make sure that this show goes off without a hitch, that that everybody's safe, and that everyone's okay. Yeah, like you said, the WWE crew has been there since last week. Like the whole situation, like where they shut down the airspace. Some of them were supposed to fly back, and weren't able to do it because they shut down airspace. But they've been setting this thing up for weeks now. So, yeah, and they're paying them $50 million per show. $50 million per show. They paid billions of dollars for this. The Saudi government, under the direction of the Saudi royal family, they're going to make sure that they are as safe as humanly possible.
Yep.
So I think there's much less of a chance of something popping off there, as there's much less of a chance of that. And I would be more concerned about like some kind of a riot or anything, like something like that happening. That would be a much bigger concern in my opinion. And I don't even think that's going to happen because, like I said, they want this show to happen, and they don't play like us over here. You're not allowed to just go out and do whatever you want over there. They will wreck your crap. Okay, so I think people are pontificating about this. I think they're overreacting, and I think the WWE talent's going to be fine. I think they'll be fine. So, I mean, sounds like that's what you're thinking, Johnny. What do you think, man? You think this is much ado about nothing?
I won't say nothing. It's hard for me to say, like,
I'm sorry, go
like
ahead.
if I don't think like anything's gonna happen if they run the show, but I can't fault them if they decide not to either. Because
No, and I think like I said, I think the reason why Dominic isn't going is because he felt he was uncomfortable with it, and so that's why they kind of came up with this angle so that he didn't have to go. OTS Tribal Queen, appreciate you being here, ma'am. But yeah, I think like you said, I don't think the concern is nothing, but I think it's definitely being overblown. And I think it's going to go off without a hitch. Now if someone from the WWE goes over there and they wear a t-shirt with something inflammatory on it, or if they say something might happen. But I think that's a very unlikely scenario.
TKO might grab whoever. Dude, TKO is gonna grab whoever does that and say he's all yours. You're going to do what you want.
Unlike AEW, WWE, man, they're gonna be like, y'all ain't saying shit. They're gonna be like, nobody here is saying a damn thing. Nobody here is stepping out of line. You do, and I swear to God, we will stomp you. WWE is that, and that's WWE's always been like that. They've always been very, very stringent in their control. Now, there have been times when people, decided to step out on their own. CM Punk. So that there's always a possibility of that. And if that happens, man, there are going to be some definite repercussions.
That would be such a smart thing to do after all he talked about Saudi Arabia already.
Yeah.
Go on, Punk. Say something.
Oh yeah, dude. Like that comment he made, man. I guarantee you, there's going to be a few people over there that are going to take umbrage to it. So he's going to get Punk's. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Punk got booed to death, and Cena got cheered like a friggin' like a conquering hero. So
Probably.
But it'll be interesting.
Hey, you know what? I forgot something.
What's up, brother?
This guy over here.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Comic Book Bob. It was his birthday yesterday, everybody.
Yay! I'm even older than I was before.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Got a couple new gray hairs.
Yeah, happy birthday, Comic Book
That's
Bob.
another year that you survived.
What's that?
That's another year. That's one more year you survived.
Yeah. That's about the way it is now, man. It's just making it. But
OTS Queen, her birthday's tomorrow.
Sweet. Hey, another June baby. I'm dreading it. Nah, don't dread it. Grow old with grace, folks.
Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated. You might as well just join him on the trip. But yeah, I appreciate it. I got a lot of birthday wishes and everything yesterday. So, and yeah. had to bust my ass for all day yesterday, so haven't even had my real birthday yet. But
Nice.
it is what it is. I'm here with my family. I'm relatively healthy, and the world isn't on fire yet.
Pops is doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing a lot better now. Him and my mom, he had a doctor's appointment today, but it was not a big deal. they told him the same thing I've been freaking telling him for months. Is like, dude, you gotta stop drinking Gatorade. The man drinks like 4 bottles of Gatorade a day. It's like he won't drink water. He just drinks Gatorade. And I'm like, dude, that's not good for you, man. So the doctor was like, what's the hell? He's like, how much do this stuff you drink? And he's like, yeah, you need to stop. So
he likes Gatorade.
Yeah. I'm not so big on celebrating my birthday as I am just getting together with family, man. So man, Jericho has a ton of plastic surgery on his face. He isn't. Yeah. But all righty, guys. So that being our opinion on the big brouhaha of the moment, we do have a big show this weekend. WWE's Night of Champions is a pretty big show, and there are some pretty good matches on this show. So we're going to talk about those. We're going to make our predictions. And starting off with, I believe this is the match that they made to make up for the IC title match, and it is Sami Zayn versus Kerry.
Did I lose you, Bob?
I thought it was me. Yeah, I don't see him either.
Yep. Oh, Rob, what happened? Oh, where did the big guy go? He's there? He's gone. All right. There we go. All right. He was talking about this. So, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross, the replacement match for Dominic Mysterio. So, I know Kross been playing mind games with Sami Zayn and others.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I just got to fix some of the freaking camera.
Like, there's Bob. There's not Bob.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the match I think that they made to make up for the IC title match.
Yeah, Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. I got Sami Zayn.
I do too. I think that like I said, Karrion Kross hasn't been booked particularly strong, and Sami is super over. He's also very popular over there. So I agree with you. I do agree with you, OTS Tribal Queen. I do think Kross desperately needs this win. I don't think he's going to get it. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think Sami's gonna take the win. What do you think?
Yeah, that's what I said, Sami.
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
You going with Killer Kross?
I am.
What the hell? But all right. I mean, it's possible. I just think Sami's too popular. I don't think that they're going to have him lose there. But we shall see. Then I think that's definitely going to be the opener for the show.
Yeah. OTS Trouble Queen. I don't know what they're even doing with Karrion Kross. He's just there. They've never done anything with that character ever. It's just
it's always been a nightmare with that with him. So
it's like Baron Corbin all over again. It's just another person that they don't know what to do with, and they stick a gimmick on him. It doesn't get over,
Yep.
So they try something else.
But we'll see. We will see. Okay, so next match, street fight, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez. I mean, Raquel, well, it used to be Raquel Gonzalez. Now it's Raquel Rodriguez. I like Raquel Rodriguez. I don't think she's been used particularly well since she got called up to the main roster. And this is another.
Yeah, we lost him again.
Oh, what the hell, Rob? Jesus. Okay. Raquel Rodriguez versus Rhea Ripley, street fight. There's going to be plunder. There's going to be all sorts of stuff going on. With it being that street fight, I can see, depending on who's going over that, because I'm not sure. I can see Roxanne Perez. Obviously not Liv Morgan. She's out injured. I don't think she would be there, but I can see some outside interference from the Judgment Day stable, whoever shows up, and try to interfere with this match. But I think at the end of the day, I think Rhea Ripley wins this. What do you think, Johnny? I'm
with you on that one. Yeah, it's gonna be a feel good ending for that match. It's gonna be messy. I don't know how far they're gonna go with women there. Like if this street fight's gonna get as bloody as it could. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Queen says, I'd rather they put Roxanne in and not hold up the titles of the tournament again or something. Yeah. Unfortunately, the women's tag team titles are the kiss of death because every time somebody's had them, they've gotten injured, with the exception, I think, of when Naomi and Sasha had them. But,
that's just because they left.
Yeah. If you have the women's tag titles, one or both of the women are going to get injured within 2-3 months. If they even have the title that long, it's like, I don't know. I'd be fearful if I was Roxanne and got put into that. So who knows? But again, I honestly think they should do away with the women's tag team titles and focus more on the Intercontinental and the U.S. women's titles. They really seem to have taken a back burner after they got put on or made, which is a shame. I mean, you've got some talented women on the roster, and you've got tag titles, Intercontinental, U.S., the Raw champion and women's champion. So you've got 4 singles titles and 1 tag title, and I think you should just push the 4 singles titles, to be honest with you. But that's me.
I agree they could do away with it. I think they're just afraid of the bad PR it would be.
If you're going to keep the tag titles, they need to make them more relevant, and because you're just throwing tag teams together, you don't have an FTR, you don't have a New Day, you don't have the Usos, you don't have the Girls of Destiny, you don't have teams in women's division. You had some, and then you released them. So there's no real women's tag teams to even compete with. You're just throwing people together. You threw Piper Niven with Chelsea Green. But it's nothing sticks. You had the Iconics. you had the Bella twins. No, just move on. If you're not gonna put teams together and keep them together, and that's all they do, then get rid of it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like Comic Book Bob's coming back, so we'll go on to our next match. That's for United States Championship. Jacob Fatu, your champion, versus Solo Sikoa. You knew it was coming when Jacob kept Solo from claiming the Money in the Bank briefcase. And held on to tell him he hates you, and little disintegration in the bloodline there. But Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. I'm going with Jacob Fatu to retain.
Well, for the U.S. Championship?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not taking that belt off in this soon. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened.
Technical difficulties, Papa. Aren't you ashamed of yourself?
What's that?
Aren't you afraid of those tech difficulties? How could you, man?
Dude, I don't know what's going on lately. Every
Okay.
time
I go through it every week.
Every time I fix something, they turn around and it breaks. And it's like, what the hell, man? But it is what it is. Yeah, I think Jacob Fatu's taking this. Like I said, I honestly think the shine's kind of off Solo Sikoa. I don't think he's ever going to get out of the mid card at this point. And I think Jacob Fatu's they got big plans for him. So I think he retains.
I don't know if you're listening to us. We went over the Raquel.
Oh, the Raquel Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, we picked Rhea Ripley.
Oh, 100%, dude.
Although I expect some kind of possible interference from Judgment Day because it's a street fight. But
yeah, and just because they've got that history there, and to make it interesting, like I said, the unfortunate reality is I like Raquel Rodriguez, but they just haven't. She hasn't been the thing on the main roster. But yeah, I think Jacob Fatu 100% takes this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we see Hikuleo or anybody showing up?
I don't think so, dude. I think Hikuleo just showed up in NXT.
Right.
He just barely showed up in NXT. So I don't see him making any kind of debut on the main roster at any point for Stable. I think he's NXT bound for a while. But all right, Queen of the Ring tournament finale: Asuka versus Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill's winning this. And I think it's because they're this triangle between Jade Cargill,
Naomi,
Bianca, and Bianca Belair. I think that's the focus of this storyline. I wish it was Asuka. Yeah, Jade is winning. Jade is winning. Yeah. Like I said, Jade Cargill's tailor-made for WWE. I have no issues with Jade Cargill. I like Jade Cargill. I just don't think that she is. One of their big things was like, Jade Cargill. We had to take her off the television for X amount of time to help her improve. Blah blah blah, and then she shows up and she wrestles exactly the same way she did before.
Yeah. So
she's got great presence. She looks like $1 million. Tailor-made for WWE. I think that this is her. This is I think they're 100% going to have to win this. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's Jade Cargill all the way. Asuka's back. It's great to have her back, but she's in the twilight of her career, and We talked about it before, and we might talk about it when Evolution Part 2 comes up. But it's like, because I mentioned to Bob about looking at the rosters and then coming up with the future of WWE, who we think on the women's roster is going to be champion. And I think Asuka is like Natalia, and even Bailey. I don't think they'll ever have a singles title run again.
No. I like you said, I think, like you said, Asuka's, she's in the twilight of her career, and this is where she's at. This is where they're going to have her. She's going to be putting over people like Jade. Yeah, like Rude and Savage putting over Warrior. Yeah, that's exactly it. Jade is a hot commodity for them, and they are high on her. And like I said, she looks like $1 million bucks. She's got great presence. She's just she's just kind of suspect in the ring. And like I said, I think Asuka understands that that's her assignment. She's there to basically put over the younger people now. But it'd be nice if she could get that one last run.
It would be,
but it's unlikely. But yep, I got Jade Cargill winning this. And then like I said, that's going to be a big part of that three-way, that triangle between her, Naomi, and Bianca Belair. King of the Ring tournament. This match is going to be interesting. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. All right. So given what Cody said during that interview, is this going to be the beginning of Cody Rhodes' heel turn?
I don't think so, because I think the Saudi crowd is different than the crowd in the United States.
Okay. So you think this is so how do you go there? Because this is basically two baby faces fighting each other.
It is.
Do we get Randy turning here, or does he go full Viper, or do we have like some kind of a run-in or something to cause chaos in this?
Yeah. That's tough, because if you have Randy winning and he turns, then you're going to have heel Cena versus heel Orton.
Okay.
If you have Cody winning and staying the babyface, then you're going to get cheered Cena versus booed Cody at SummerSlam.
Do you think, okay, now other possibility, Big Daddy Chaos, someone is summoning me. Is this also the possibility of if Randy goes heel, is this the beginning of them turning Cena back to face? So by the end of the year, Cena's back to being a face, and it's face Cena versus heel Randy for Cena's last match.
I could see that. I'd rather have Orton win over Rhodes at Night of Champions and see Orton versus Cena than Rhodes versus Cena.
Okay.
And save Rhodes versus Cena for later on, like Survivor Series or something like that. Because I think you would get more cheers for Randy versus Cena, because you're not going to get them for Cody Rhodes versus Cena.
Okay. Yeah, the OTS Tribe was going to say sooner or later, Randy by character has to lose it. Yeah, and that's why because here's the thing. Like I said, that reverse pipe bomb promo that he did on Friday night, that completely sealed the deal as far as the way people are viewing him right now. Yeah, he's playing the heel right now, but in everybody's eyes, he's the face, and he can only tolerate so much nobility. Yeah. So if what people have been saying is true, and Randy is going to be his last match, Cena's last match, do you start turning Randy now? Do you lay the seeds of it and start turning Randy now, so that by the time we get to the end of the year, you've got full-on heel Randy versus renewed face Cena? Is that the plan?
I don't think so. No.
You don't think so?
No, I think they stick with heel Cena through and through.
Okay. So you think you don't think they're gonna flip Cena at all? You think he's just gonna be a heel?
I don't think they're gonna admit failure. Is what I mean.
Repeat that. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're gonna admit to their failure with the heel Cena storyline, so they're gonna stick with it.
I don't know, man. The WWE, like I know that they don't like doing it, but when the writing's on the wall, they have done the pivot. They've done the pivot hard. I mean, they did it with Cody versus Roman last year. They did it just recently with the Ron Killings thing. If something becomes undeniable, they will do the pivot.
They did with Hogan and Rock.
Yeah, same thing. And that was when friggin' Vince was there, and everybody knows Vince doesn't change his mind ever, unless he is absolutely 100% forced to. So, I think we get the beginnings of Randy turning heel. I think we get. I think Cody wins this. And I think he goes on to challenge Cena and he loses. And I think we get the slow return of face John Cena. And by the end of the year, he'll be back to being a face again. And we get face Cena versus heel Randy. And I think Randy will beat him. So then we set up the program of heel Randy versus face Cody and face Roman and et cetera, et cetera. I think that's the plan. So that being said, I think Cody wins this and he goes on to challenge Cena. What do you think?
Oh, Randy's winning this. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think Randy wins.
You think Randy takes this no matter what?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's like I said, it completely depends on what their plan is going forward as far as the end of Cena's run at the end of the year. We're only halfway, we're halfway through the month of June.
Right.
We still got almost an entire half a year. So a lot can happen in 6 months. So we'll see what happens going forward. But I just the way that things have looked, the way that things have been playing out, I kind of feel like that's where they're going. But again, the way, like I said, when things change, WWE will pivot if they have to. So, speaking of the WWE Championship, John Cena versus CM Punk, they are not taking this belt off Cena anytime this year.
No.
As good as this match will be as far as the storytelling is concerned, because let's be honest, Punk has lost a step in the ring. He's still good. Punk is still good enough that he can tell a really, really, really good story in the ring. And I think his matches with Drew McIntyre proved that. As far as what happens with Cena, I don't think I'd be very hard for me to believe that they're going to take this belt off of him. So I don't think Punk wins this. The question is, does Punk lose this clean, or does he lose because somebody interferes? Such as a certain person who has come out and said that they are no longer the joke. They are no longer our truth. They are Ron Killings. Do we get Ron Killings versus CM Punk going forward for the rest of the year? Because let's be honest, man, that promo that Ron Killings cut was kind of a heelish promo. What do you think?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't think we get any kind of interference? No run in or anything?
No.
So you think it's just Cena's going to win? He'll more than likely do something underhanded to win, to save face for Punk in losing. But you think Cena just takes it outright?
Yeah.
What do you think, Johnny?
I agree. There's not going to be nobody else involved in this.
Okay. All this time, people have been wondering where The Rock is and why he isn't involved in this stuff. Dude, what happens? What happens if The Rock ends up being involved in this crap?
Just go away, stay away, never come back.
People have been like, "Oh, now you show up?
Yep.
Now you come in here?"
Does he have any other movies about to flop soon? Then he might show up.
Oh my God. OTS Travel says it feels forced. It should be bigger than a Saudi main event. Like it or not, the Saudi shows are a big deal for WWE. So them headlining this is a big deal. I know that there's a lot, again, the controversy because of the comments that Punk made in the past. A lot of people think he's a hypocrite in this. Let's keep The Rock out of this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, given the track record this year, man, and when they want The Rock to be there, he's not. And we get friggin' Travis Scott. And so now that nobody wants him to be there, and he'll show up, dude. That's just kind of like the nature of the beast at this point. But yeah, I got Cena winning this. I think everybody does. I would be shocked if there was some kind of a run-in, because I really don't know. Only a big deal because of the money. Yeah, no, absolutely 100%. But I think when I say it's a big deal, I think from WWE's perspective, they want these shows to be a big deal. The personal perspective of the fans, I think, is kind of mid, but they're going to have big things happen at these shows, is what I mean. So, yeah, I think Cena wins this. And then, who does he face after this? Does he face Ron Killings?
No, he faces Randy Orton.
Well, I know Orton wins the title shot, but are they going to do it immediately after this, you think?
No, it said SummerSlam.
Okay.
The winner of the Queen and the King of the Ring get their title shot at SummerSlam.
Okay. So that is, and SummerSlam is the next big pay-per-view, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he will be the next guy up. I don't know, man. It seems like a big match to well, like I said, if Cody does win, then I can understand it. If Randy wins it, I'm gonna say, because I really do think that the final match, that John's final match, is going to be him versus Randy. I really do think that that's what's going to happen. But anyway, those are our predictions, guys. We shall see. It'll be an interesting show, if nothing else, for this weekend. And yeah, be interesting to see. You guys go ahead and leave your comments and everything on the video, and we'll find out how good we were.
We'll talk about the results next Tuesday.
Yep, we'll talk about the results next Tuesday. We'll find out how well we did. There's a couple of matches. I mean, look, man, there's a couple matches that could do it. They could pull a dark horse and change what's going to happen. I'd be very shocked. I think this, honestly, when it comes right down to it, I think outside of just Randy versus Cody, I think this is a very paint by the numbers pay-per-view.
Yeah.
but we'll see. But appreciate everybody that was here today. Big Daddy, OTS Tribal Queen, always fun. Malasigo, leg kick. Everybody that was lurking. Everybody that will be, making comments later. Appreciate you guys. Apologies for the technical issues. Hopefully we won't be having very many more of these, but knowing me, we will.
Of course.
And we will see you guys next week. Take care, guys. Be safe. Bye.